Trying to find a way to travel safely during this pandemic has led us to 3 main options.
We're going to explore them today and look at the pros and cons of these 3 options, which we are pretty excited about. Let's go check them out. The first option is something that we've seen a lot of our friends on Instagram begin to do or have started doing. Option 1 is to retrofit a cargo van. So we are here at a dealership to look at cargo vans and test drive them.
Now this here is a Dodge ProMaster, so we're gonna take it out for a spin. It feels like I'm really high in this vehicle. Like my eyes could be like at least 6 inches lower. Now if we did a cargo van refit, we're not sure exactly which model we would buy, but this could be one of them, the Dodge Ram ProMaster.
Ideally, we are looking for a used cargo van. However, one of the downsides of this option is that cargo vans have been really, really hard to come by. We have been calling dealership after dealership trying to...
Yeah, it's definitely been hard to try to find one to
find a cargo van that would meet our needs. And ideally, we want a used cargo van to save money. But that's almost impossible right now, given the circumstances.
Actually kind of fortunate that it's raining today. You know, getting a good handle on how it behaves in inclement weather.
Probably one of the biggest downfalls with this option is the price tag. If we do a van build and buy a van, it's probably our most expensive of the 3 options by far. One is $43,000.
One of the pros for van life is that it'd be really good with our puppy. She could sit right in the middle. And then secondly, we have a chance to explore our backyard and visit all the national parks, which has been a dream of ours for many years. And it'll be a big challenge, which is always good.
Another huge pro about this option is that we get to customize and design it ourselves, which as an architect and a software engineer, we're really excited about because I love getting my hands dirty in projects like this. And Elliot is great with electrical work. So in my mind, I'm already envisioning a potential kitchen or a kitchen over here and a bathroom and then a bed. And we'd have this beautiful view to look out on. Another pro is that it's small enough to fit into parking spots, so we could easily get around and not have to worry about where are we camping tonight. This drive's really nice. I'm really impressed. The last con of this option is that it requires a build out, which for us means a lot of work, several months. So that's option 1. Now on to option 2.
Option 2 is not that different from option 1, but it's a used RV. So with the RV, we'd also travel around the United States, see a lot of the national parks, but it would come with a little bit more batteries included. Wow, this is huge and clean. In this RV yard, these are all new and recently used RVs, and if we went with this option, we would definitely be buying an older RV. This is literally like an apartment on wheels.
We haven't showered like in an RV, so we don't really understand like what's so like annoying about a wet bath, if that makes sense.
Wow, that's a big TV.
This is $150,000.
Oh, wait, it's discounted. It's $48,000. Oh,
and there's...
What a deal. So, let us preface this again. these are not the exact RVs that we would be looking at for option 2.
Yeah.
In reality, we would be looking for like maybe a late 90s Class A 20-footer, kind of like the Safari Trek. But those are kind of hard to find, so we wanted to show you guys the idea of it, just older and needs a little bit more work.
There are several pros and cons with this option of purchasing a used RV. The first pro is that there's a fairly small learning curve when it comes to the renovations that we are comfortable and think we could easily tackle, which would be great.
Compared to
the van option that you saw earlier.
The other pro is that since it's a pretty small learning curve and remodel, we would be able to get on the road quickly.
The last pro is that we have a ton of space to work with. We really do have a lot of space to expand out and just have separate areas where we're each in instead of all just being in one space, which would be really nice.
We're not against being tight together because we were stuck in a hotel room in India for 4 months. But since this is our new home for the next foreseeable future, a little bit extra room would always be nice.
Yeah. While we were in New Zealand, experiencing an RV life there, I did not enjoy driving the RV. I drove it for approximately 2 minutes and then was done. This is not fun.
How do you like it?
I don't like it.
Oh, go slow.
Watch out for those people.
Yeah, I see people. There would be a transition phase for me to adjust learning into driving a much larger vehicle like this. Just like the representative who is helping us here, Stan mentioned that RVs are kind of a hot market right now. And so it's great, but it's also a bit challenging because they're not being manufactured as quickly, and so many of the used RVs have been snatched up. So we're definitely in a very competitive market.
Inside this one, this is like a bigger, this is almost like a Sprinter van / RV. It looks like a Sprinter van on the outside, but it's built out like an RV here, like RV finishing. It's a nice option. It's always good to check out RVs too, because you can kind of get little, hints of different options that you could even do on your own. Like these covers for the stove. There's one burner, electric burner. That's pretty cool. So that wraps it up for option 2. Now let's head over to our final option 3.
Our third and final option takes a completely different approach at exploration. This is my stepdad's Pearson 28. Now, as you can see, it's on land and it needs a little bit of love and care before we could put her in the water.
It hasn't been in the water for the past few years because it was damaged in a hurricane here in Florida. It's one adventure getting the boat in the water, and the second part is learning how to sail. The time that I've been on a sailboat is when we took sailing lessons in Melbourne, and the only time that I've been on a boat in an extended period of time was the Galapagos on our luxury cruise. So we have a lot to learn. Navigation, weather, emergency and safety, it's a whole new world.
It would be an adventure, for sure. Now, we've got some thinking to do. So, tell us in the comments what you would do if you had our 3 options available to you. Which option would you choose? 1, the cargo van and retrofit it. 2, the RV and do small cosmetic retrofits. Or 3, do the sailboat. Let us know.
Thanks for watching. Vamonos, everybody, let's go!